Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back. We're here for episode number 4 now. I'm here with a very special guest. He's a super talented man, saxophone player. He's a songwriter. He's also an entrepreneur, and an excellent one at that. My man, Luke Waldron, thanks for coming, bro.
Of course, bro. Thank you for having me, man. I'm
Appreciate
happy to be
you.
here, bro. Let's go.
Before we even started this, bro, you just told me you're going on tour.
Facts.
Like, bro, what does that feel like? This is your first one.
Yeah, bro. First time doing anything like this, bro, and it feels great. Like, I think so often when we hear someone who's like super successful, they get to that point and they're like, "Yo, man, this is exactly, how I pictured it or how I thought it would feel." All that stuff, man. And it's like, there's a lot of time, bro. Honestly, like where I was like, man, like I don't feel like qualified to do that like next step for whatever that artistry is,
Yeah.
And like it's just crazy. It's crazy how just to be here, I'm just present, bro. Like I'm not overthinking it. I'm not trying to like beat myself up or self-sabotage the process, bro. I'm just like, yo, like man, like I'm here, I'm gonna do it. Like I was called for this, bro. Like, and I'm gonna just really like play my heart out each show, each night, bro. Each town that we in, bro. I'm excited for what happens next, bro. So I'm just here, man. I'm here, grateful,
Yeah,
bro, for sure.
That's beautiful. I'm happy for you, man. Like, it's really a privilege to to get the opportunity to play, like, and then now you get to take that shit on the road, and, like, go anywhere, show it to people out in the world. Like, that's a blessing, man. And you've definitely put in a lot of work. Like, at least for me, I was very inspired by you because you were the first person I knew from around here that was playing, like, before this summer.
Yeah.
I was just making music, like, in the house, and we saw you guys live, and that put me on. I was like, oh my God, like, these guys, then for me, it was like, oh, it's not just about making it anymore at the crib. Like, right. I got to go out and do this. Like, these guys get out and play.
Yeah, facts.
And now you're taking it on the road.
Yeah, bro.
What was that experience like, going from the first time you took a stage to where you are now?
Sheesh, man. Honestly, I think the first time I couldn't even tell you when the first time was. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no like, I don't have that like crazy thing. People I guess like have these like aha moments and they're like, oh, this is the first time I ever performed. It was at this venue and like this is how all that stuff. Like nothing's coming to mind right now as far as like the first time, but I just know like from that first time to now, I know that I'm just way more aware, bro. Aware of my thoughts, aware of my feelings, aware of like, yeah, just aware of the stories I'm telling myself while I'm going through that and while I'm on stage. And yeah, I just feel way more present in the moment. Like, don't look at what I could be playing. Don't look at what someone else may play like, or compare myself to however someone else may perform and all that stuff. Like, obviously take the blueprints and the inspiration from the people that inspire you, of course, right? Like, obviously take the things that you really want and leave the rest. But yeah, man, I'm just here. Like, I don't know, bro. Like, I don't even have much to say, bro. I'm just here, like, really excited to be able to participate in something that I've dreamed of, bro. Like, for real. And I'm grateful for it, bro, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. How long have you been playing now, like, in front of people?
I'd say it's really been like, I'd say a solid like 8 or 9 years being able to like actually play in front of like crowds and stages. And it wasn't always like me as the headliner. It's more like me playing in big bands. I got really put on to a lot of great people, a lot of good mentors who kind of just saw, I guess, a potential in me that where I wanted to go and like what was possible for me. And it just really, like, God really placed a lot of good people in my life, man. They really were able to give me a lot of opportunity really early, bro. Like, really early on, they put me in the fire, and I learned a lot from that. And then now to be able to get into the spot where, yo, like, I'm able to perform perform with other people, like being able to play saxophone and being able to, be a sideman for great artists. Like, this tour's coming up, and being able to definitely also be the front man for it, man. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah. So you've been in both roles. You've been in like the member of the band, but you've also been the front man. As somebody who has to be the front man, what would you say is like a major difference between being a member in the band and being like, okay, we're gonna play my songs, we're gonna go on my beats? Like,
I say the major difference, the biggest difference would probably be like, it's all on you, and you also have way more control than you've had up to this point. And I think really being able to, and it takes reps to get to this point, but like as soon as like you really like internalize, okay, cool, this is my show, like having an idea of how you want things to sound, and like being that music director, being the producer, like changing things because how it feels in the studio is going to be different how it is live. So like these changes of like how we go about it is like really going to be really how you start to think about it, knowing that there's other people that you have to now take into account. When you're a side man, you're just kind of like, hey, I'm gonna just pull up and do what I got to do.
mm-hmm.
Then as the leader, it's like you got to take into account people's emotions. You got to take into account what everyone else is feeling at the time. Really making sure that you know that the people that you're around are good as far as like in a mental, emotional, spiritual space, so that then when we go ahead and play, then when we go ahead and do the thing, you can kind of really make sure that everybody's on the same page, even outside of just the music that you're going to play. Yeah. Way more is on you. Way more on you.
That was one thing that I guess I wouldn't say it shocked me, but I had no idea what I was getting myself into.
Yeah.
Like, when we first started having rehearsals,
yeah, bro,
I would go and I'd be like, so what you guys want to do? Like, how we want to play this? And they're like, yo, tell us, like, tell us what we're playing.
Right.
And I was like, oh, like, I thought we was just going to come in and, like, we'll work it out together. And they're like, no, we'll work it out, but we're going to go where you tell us to go. And, like, it takes a minute for your confidence to get that. Especially, like, I don't know about you, but I had a bit of imposter syndrome when I started.
Yeah.
And I'm playing with these talented musicians, and I'm like, they're way better than me. Like, why do you guys care what I have to say? Like, anything you play sounds good to me.
Right.
And they're like, nah, like, tell us how to do it. And to get to that point, and then now you're at the point, at least for yourself, we can go, this is, like, the vision I have in mind, and you're able to see it through.
Yeah, bro. And it comes from, like, what you're saying, where it starts there. It starts there, like, yo, man, I made this song. I don't know what it's going to sound like live. I don't have really any ideas, but, you know, when you have the right people in your band, when you have the right people around you who'll be like, all right, word, like, let's see this thing through, and let's figure out how we're going to make this better. And I think that's really where it's at, because you don't have to have all the answers too. Like, you bring up to the table everything that you have to offer, and when you have the right people around you, they're able to take what you have and be able to enhance it and really bring it into where you really want it to be. And I think like that's really, it's a real thing, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you feel like as a songwriter that helps with your perspective? Like, when you're writing pieces, are you thinking about it in terms of like, how is this going to perform?
For sure, 1,000%. Especially now than later. I think when now versus before, where I think like a lot of the time I spent just creating stuff that sounded cool, and then over time, once I started to be able to play with certain musicians and kind of have like a certain idea of how they would attack the music and how their approaches are toward their playing, you kind of get to the point where you could like kind of create music for that band, and it starts to like kind of evolve into this new sound that, you know, however you write it in the studio is going to be one thing, and then how you perform it is going to be something completely different, and the arranging aspect of it is something completely different in itself too. Yeah,
that's facts, yo. Because so when I first started making stuff,
yeah, bro,
I'm just making it in the computer, everything's digital, and had a certain sound to it. Then we started playing, and then all of a sudden I went back and I'm making stuff now, and like now I'm making drums, and I got Rowdy in my head. And then I'm bringing it to sessions. I'm like, yo, I made this one for you. Like,
yeah, bro.
I know you're going to mess with this one. Like, and it's more fun now. Like, now when you're in the studio and you're making it, I'm like, oh, wait till the band hear this one. Like, they're going to want to play this one. And then you play it for them, and they're like, yeah, we got to do this one, yo. And, like, it's cool. Now everybody's starting to get in sync. You know,
yeah, bro.
You know, like, you build more chemistry. You guys have been playing for a while.
Yeah, man. And that's real, bro. Like, even the excitement that you show on your face right now of like, yo, like, it's facts. Like,
yeah.
Like you get from where you are to where you want to go, and when you're able to have that like understanding of how they sound, what they like to play over, like all of that hits different. I was literally thinking about this the other day, where it's like, you know, like when you're creating stuff, and the people that are playing with it, like the people that in your band, like bro, if they don't bang with the music that they're playing, bro, they're gonna play it, but they're not gonna play it. You feel me? Like they're gonna play it, like they'll it's
not gonna have as much love.
It's gonna be there, but they're not gonna make it feel good because they may not like it. Like, and it's not to say that you create so that your band likes your music. You don't do that. Never do that. But you just have in mind how you know that they will feel over time, and even especially if you're like checking out this and you're like maybe looking to communicate with musicians, or you're looking into like a new band, or looking to convert from just the production side of things and going into live band, bro. Like one thing to really think about is like, all right, well, if I'm transitioning from what I think about in my studio, meaning I'm thinking about only my head and how I think I want it to go, when I'm translating it over to band people, I got to make sure that, okay, cool, like they actually like the music that you're creating. Like they have to bang with it. Like they have to like it. They have to be willing to listen to it outside of just this rehearsal, and they actually have to like support it for real. And that's really the one thing right now for this tour that's so crazy. Like, bro, the music that we're playing is fire. Like acts like it's lit for real. Like shout out to Genghis, shout out to Zach, man, and they're crazy artists, bro. And they're really serious about what they do, but then they're also like really good music. Like it was stuff that I would really bump like in the car.
How
did
you link up with these guys?
Yeah. So I got connected with Genghis through a friend. So I play facts. If you're ever in Harlem area, pull through Monday nights from 6:30 to 9. I play at Red Rooster Harlem, and so I play there every night. It's lit for real. It's like not every night, every Monday night. It's R&B, soul vibes. It's really cool. It's a great band. Great vocalist, like it's.
This man has a residency.
Facts, it's lit for. I'm blessed to even do that, man. That's crazy. And so, having that is gonna be super great. And I had a drummer friend his name is Tyler. He usually plays drums. And shout out to Tyler if you're watching this.
Shout out Tyler,
bro, 1000%. And he had a sub come in one day, and his name was Genghis. And so Genghis pulled up. He's super chill, like super killing at playing the drums or whatever. And it just was like we locked, bro. Like it just seemed like we made sense, and we were able to have some conversations even outside of just the gigging world about just life, about just the music career and whatever the case is. And I saw that he definitely knew a lot more about this game than I did. And one of the biggest things is like I'm always gonna be a student to like whatever it is that's going on. And if I see somebody who knows more than me, bro, I'm gonna be like, okay, what can I learn from you? Because obviously there's something I need to know. Absolutely. I don't know it all by any means, like the opposite of that. And so, just connected with him, and he was super dope, and we were able to stay connected over time. And he had hit me up for certain gigs, and we just started playing a little bit, and it was like really just great vibes from off rip. And then he also connected me with Zach. He's an amazing keys player. Like he's killing for us, actually crazy. And they've been playing together for a minute, and we just started playing gigs around, man, and things just started to happen, and really started getting closer, and just like as friends, as brothers for real, and also on the music side of it as well. And bro, and now like he hit me up for the tour, bro, and we're here about to literally go on tour. It's crazy.
To go on tour.
Crazy how it goes.
It's beautiful when you get tight with the band. Like I owe half my band to you, bro, because we started doing this. I got booked for a show, didn't even have a band.
Right.
So I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna do it. It was like we said before, like take the opportunity, figure it out later. So I was like, I'm gonna do this show, figure it out. Will plays the guitar. I don't know nobody that plays the bass. So he's like, all right, I'm gonna learn how to play the bass.
Facts.
Wanted to get Josh on the drums. You guys were busy playing. He was like, yo, you should hit up Rowdy.
Facts.
Man came in instantly.
Shout out my boy Rowdy.
Shout out Rowdy on the drums.
Yes, sir.
Bro, he be singing on the low. He don't be telling nobody. He's fire at it.
Hit, bro. I'm so hit, bro. So hit.
So then it's me, Will, Rowdy, and then we got Andre.
Yeah.
I got Andre because of you. He said you guys played with K the vocalist.
Mm-hmm.
Andre came in and like, I don't know, you play with a lot of musicians, and then sometimes like you play with somebody and you're like, nah, like.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same thing about wanting to learn so much. Like he knows his instrument so well.
Yeah, bro.
Like anytime I'm around that man, I try to be a sponge. He knows his instrument, and he knows everybody else's instruments. Like a real like a connoisseur at the guitar.
Yeah, bro.
Like
he's nice like you. Bro.
Gifted.
Shout out to him, bro.
Shout
Every
out
time
to
he plays,
Andre.
it's like we're already on the record. Like it's crazy. He's like that For sure.
And like can play anything, can pick up anything really quickly, and like yeah, it's a cool feeling when like you and the band really start to like get tight, even like outside of the music.
Yeah.
Like when you really grow close. Like
yeah, bro. That's so important. I think that's probably one of the unspoken things. I think in the industry, bro, I feel like since you see a lot of people, you go to the sessions, you meet a lot of great artists, and they're super killing. Mm-hmm. And I know at least I think most people don't get to really connect as people, but we connect as artists all the time. And so we connect as artists on the surface level, but we don't really connect as people. Like there's one thing that people will know for sure. Like there's been like this thing that like when it comes to me and I meet somebody, bro, I'm gonna like call you. Like say we exchange numbers or whatever the case is. Like we've done this on multiple occasions. And like where it's just like we exchange numbers or whatever, and I talk to people, I'm gonna like call you. It's not gonna be like a surface level connection, bro. I want to know what's going on. Like how did you get to do what you're doing? And I think like, and I'd be willing to like call you multiple times until we talk. Like, and I don't have any like ego or like this
yeah, you ain't gonna be embarrassed.
It don't matter. Like I'm willing to do that because I know that the connection is important. Like if I didn't do that, I wouldn't be going on tour right now. If I didn't do that, I wouldn't be really connecting with the right people. And it's not for any other thing to be like, okay, cool, like let me go and make this connection or do this in this like sly manner to connect with this person to get something from them. No, it's like I want to connect with you because you're dope at what you do. Like, who are you as a person? You know what I mean? These surface level connections is not going to get us to the next level. It's the community that we build through this music, bro. It's really actually knowing who we are as as people. Like, you know what I mean? And making sure that stuff happens so that you can really connect with these people. And, you know, if opportunities come or not, like, that's not the purpose of you connecting. You're connecting because you have some sort of energy exchange. This whole music thing is an energy exchange, bro. Like you said, like, you can connect with somebody and it could be cool. Right, they could be killing at their instrument, but you don't connect, and you could go with somebody else, and it's like instantly like that. You want to maintain those relationships as much as possible and grow on them. It's work, bro. Building relationships is work, bro.
You have to try. You have to put in effort.
Yeah, bro.
That's one of the reasons why I started this. Honestly, like I have a thing about community, especially when it comes to artists. There's this whole just like theory of like artists being isolated.
Yeah,
and, like I don't agree. Like. Traditionally, there are a lot of isolated artists, and it could be because it's an intimate and personal thing that you do.
Sure.
It can be a very private experience, and like that can be your prerogative, but like it could also be a very shared experience. You know, like we're all existing in very similar energies. Right. It's not an energy that a lot of people do. Like the more I do this, the more I'm realizing how niche it is what we do. A lot of people like music or into music, but playing in like this little community we have, like there's a lot of us, but there aren't a lot of us.
Right, 1,000%.
At least for myself, like as an artist, sometimes I feel very misunderstood.
Yeah.
But when I hang out with other musicians, I'm like, no, these people always know. They know exactly what I'm saying.
Right.
I don't gotta explain myself. Like they get it.
Facts.
And that sense of community is like strong for me.
Yeah, bro.
The ability for people to connect, and there's space for everybody to win in it. That's what's so cool about it. Like,
I'm so happy you're saying this, bro. That is by far the biggest, I think, misconception within music, that there's this this never-ending competition for a certain amount of gigs, or I have to compromise whatever to get to this point, or this person getting this gig means I can't get it, or I don't sound like this person, therefore I'm not gonna make it, right? Whatever that is gonna be, you know.
You
and
can't
that's
sound
like
like anybody. You can't. Like that's not how this thing works.
Right.
You can't do that. You have to be yourself. Ask anybody who their favorite artist is, and I bet you they have a deeper relationship than I just enjoy their music. Like,
right.
They're buying into the music because they're buying into you. You are the music. It's not one or the other. It has to just be like the most vulnerable form of yourself, and you can't do that if you're going with the intention of trying to be something else.
Facts.
It's not going to work. And if you like it, somebody else will. It's just there's too many people in the world.
Right.
Like somebody's going to like it, and that might take time. That's part of it, but I think if you're in it for like the long term, then like time is not really a thing that matters.
Yeah.
And you can't even look at time. You should just be present on the experience.
Yeah, I am working on that daily, bro. Like I am working on not looking at the clock, right?
And
Just
it's
not
hard.
looking at the score, just putting up shots, and it is hard. And I think like really, like you said, like if you're present enough, like time doesn't really exist. And I think that I don't know, man. I feel like there was such a long time where I put a timeline on my success, or put a timeline on my destiny, put a timeline on my calling, and it was like, man, like once I started doing that, more stress came. Like it was harder to write music. I felt like I had writer's block way more frequently. I felt like the gigs weren't hitting as much. I felt like I was on social media comparing myself way more than I normally. Like it's just all these things started happening, and it wasn't because of anything else other than me looking at time and me thinking and comparing myself, or thinking I should be at this point by now or whatever. And like literally, if y'all feel like y'all dealing with that right now, bro, like the fact of the matter is, like, dog, that's not real. Like
Yeah,
that
you're
is
on your
all.
own time.
Yeah.
And you don't owe anybody an explanation. I definitely, when I was, and this is probably within the past year that I got out of it.
Yeah.
But I definitely had in my head, like, by this age I want to be doing this, and by this age I want to be doing that. And even when I first started making music, I didn't want to tell people I was a musician, because like I felt like I had to explain myself, you know. And if I said I make music and I couldn't tell people where I was playing or what I was doing, like I felt embarrassed by it. But you don't owe anybody an explanation. Like that's not what this is about. You just have to be the best version of yourself and be patient. Like this shit does take time. Like it doesn't happen in one day. But I always equate it to sports. And if you look at somebody like Steph Curry, right, he might be the greatest shooter of all time, but that guy puts up a lot of shots, like tons, like thousands and thousands of shots. So part of this thing is like just getting your shots up. Like if you're new at it, like there is a stretch before I put anything out. Like I was making music for like 3 years, just in the basement, like 3 songs a day, just with no intention of like, yo, this one is gonna make me blow, or like this one is gonna be the one. Like I just was getting shots up.
Facts.
Know? And then you reach a point where you're like, all right, I think I'm ready to put myself out. I think I'm ready to go for it.
1,000%. And I think believing in that, like that mindset is exactly where you should stay, bro. So I'm happy you even have that like clarity, bro, to know that. And yeah, bro, the only way you really lose, man, is if you quit. And that's real, man. And I think sometimes maybe not getting where we wanted to, or not hitting our goals on the timeline, we feel like that's quitting, or that's being a failure, or being a loser, and like all that, like that internal conversation is not even like real for real. And there's no really such thing as like failure. I hate that word, bro. It's only like temporary defeat, because at the end of the day, bro, like if anything doesn't go the way you want it to, like you're gonna get back up. Like you're always gonna get back up.
Yeah, you're always gonna recover, and you do have to make room for life to run its course.
Sure.
You know, if I had a job, I quit so I could be a musician. I had to pick up a job again because I need bread to pay to be a musician.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean like you gave up on the music. That doesn't mean like you took a L. Like this is real life. You gotta pay for shit. Like, you know, that's part of it. And I think sometimes when you do this, you know, and you look on Instagram and you see everybody like winning and doing shit, it makes you be like, oh, like I gotta do that. But like you have to make it work within your own situation.
Facts.
You know, and it's hard. Like it's way easier said than done. You know, like when you see others. Well, you could see others and be like, man, I'm not doing that, or like you could see others and be inspired as well. Like I see you doing it. Every time I see you doing something cool, I'm like, yo, I gotta get out there and do it. And you be doing a lot of cool shit, bro.
Thank
like,
you, bro.
Like for real, like I do want to give you your flowers, bro, because you're definitely the blueprint.
Word, man. That means a lot, bro. Thank you, dog.
Of everybody I know my age, like my peers that are doing this, like you're always a couple of steps ahead. Like you were the first one playing, first one going on tour. Yo, you were selling vinyl. Like that's different, yo. Yeah. Like you really, what I really appreciate is outside of the music, you also put as much energy into the entrepreneurial side.
Yeah, bro.
You know, because this thing is a business, and you take it seriously. You know, you don't joke about your art. You're very disciplined. And like, what is that like for you? Like, from the entrepreneur side?
Yeah, I think, similar to how you said, man, like needing to be able to figure out a way to be able to make money, and was real. I like say a little bit in like backstory of it, man. I started in quarantine, bro. This was like around the time of like just finishing college. So we were just finishing college at that time. So it was like, all right, what do we do now? Right? What happens next? And I wanted to figure out like, okay, cool. Like, how do I thrive in this whole music thing? But then venues weren't open, right? So I was like, oh man, all right, well, dang, I can't really play shows or anything. That doesn't exist. No large gatherings, anything along those lines. That summer was the summer I was going to actually, because I was in Boston at the time, that summer was going to be the summer I was doing wedding bands. So I was going to start like, well, this is going to be my second year doing wedding bands and everything like that. And the summer prior to COVID was the most money I've ever made in like just making like music, like just playing saxophone for a wedding band. Like it was crazy. That was the most money I've ever made. And as I was like in that time, I was like, yo, this is the height. It's lit for real. Like this is about to be lit going into this next summer. And then obviously not happening was crazy. All shut down. So it was like, all right, like it was kind of a sink or swim, like a pivot type of situation. And yeah, I just wanted to figure out how to make this whole thing work, bro. Like I want to be able to do this music thing full time. And it was a passion of mine. And I'd seen people who were posting a lot about investing, a lot about like this trading thing, a lot about Forex, a lot about e-commerce, a lot about drop shipping, social media, all this stuff. Like, and it seemed like these people were making money online, and like, you know how it is, everybody's like posting all their wins and their victories and all this stuff. And I'm like, yo, this is crazy. I'm trying to be that. Like, that look lit, feel me? And I just saw like a lot of people who look like us in our age, bro, winning massively, like winning in a big way. And I was like, all right, cool. Like, how do I get in touch with what's happening? And I just wanted to get in tune, bro. I wanted to learn the game. And yeah, like just hopped into it. My cousin had been trading about 2.5 years prior to me even like figuring out what it is or even knowing that it existed. And she had put me on, showed me everything. I got connected with some really good people who were focused about their craft as well, like really passionate about it, bro. And it just like kind of started going crazy from there. And what a lot of people don't know is, bro, at the start of it, bro, I just stopped doing music, bro. Like, it was just a period of time where I had to like sacrifice it. Yeah. I had to sacrifice it to get to where I really wanted to go. And I'm by no means where I want to be at all. But I felt like that was, at the time, I felt like, man, like, yo, if I want to be able to get to this point in my artistry, bro, I got to make money in other ways. And, you know, there was this business like potential where a lot of money was on the table, man. And it was like, yo, like, I got to like sacrifice a little bit right now to get to where I want to go. You know, a moment of sacrifice for a lifetime of paradise, right? And it was like, oh man, I got to like sacrifice this thing. And it wasn't a matter of me like not giving up music, like not practicing. Like I was still practicing daily saxophone, like working on the craft and everything. But as far as like posting about music, nah. But as far as like letting music out, nah. Taking gigs, nah. It was like just straight up like, yo, like this is what I'm doing right now. Like helping people learn how to trade for. Like that's what we're on. Like that's what we're doing right now. Focusing on business and putting my head down and just seeing what we could do with that. And yeah, bro, that was at least, I'd say at least like about 1.5 years of just like that focus type of thing. And yeah, I'd say the solid like 18 months. And that really put things in a specific perspective for me and like really being able to learn the skill and really focus on it. And now it's like, yo, like really helping other people get into this stuff and really be able to learn this thing. I felt like I had to lead from the front. There's this quote that I often like repeat in my head. It's like, yo, bro, like you're most qualified to help the people that you used to be. And I used to be at that spot where it's like, dang, like I want to get to that point where, you know, finances isn't an issue, so I can focus on my music. And I feel like so often, like you said, like life be happening, and I just felt like sometimes so often, as far as gigging and as far as like being able to like on the musician side, as far as like instrumentalists, like so often what we do is we take gigs that aren't necessarily in alignment with our artistic values because we need to pay bills, right? Like
all the time,
all the deal, like that happens. And it's like, man, if there was a way, if there was a skill, if there was something that we could learn, if there was a way out where we could be able to make money from home, money online, be able to figure out how to like learn different skills so we can make money outside of just our art, we can keep our art sacred, bro. We can keep it to be, yo, like this is something that I want to do. I love doing. I don't have to compromise to take a gig I don't really want to do. I don't have to like do things that are against what I'm about. I'm not saying obviously that, you know, you learn how to trade and all of a sudden you're never going to take a gig you don't want to take. I'm not promising any of that. But what I am saying though is that having access to other streams of income outside of just like gigging, outside of just a job, bro, that'll change the game for you and start really making it normal so you could be able to make money in different ways so things can start actually happening, start shaking so you can focus on your artistry for and keep it sacred. Yeah.
Yeah. You have a a strong sense of belief in artists having control. That's very important. That, like, I mess with that too, you know, with
bro.
artists being able to control, not having to compromise yourself,
Facts,
compromise your art. And yeah, I wish there was more conversation about that, honestly.
Yeah.
Speaking to a lot of artists about just like, how can you be an artist and do it in your best way and make an income with it?
Right.
Because it's more feasible than you actually think. It takes 1,000%. Some work, it takes some discipline, but it is possible.
Right.
And yeah, I hope there's more of a conversation about that.
This is a conversation right now. You're here. You're catching it right now live on the pod right now, bro. This is happening right here, right now. You're hearing it live. If you're hearing our voice right now, you're watching history happen right before your eyes. Let's go.
History, and you don't even know it yet. That's what's crazy about it. By the time this comes out, we'll be 2 days away from playing the show together.
Facts, man.
That's exciting.
Yeah, bro. Me too. I'm really excited for this, bro. Yeah,
I'm grateful for the opportunity, bro. I'm grateful that you blessed me to be on it. Like, for real, like, it's an honor. Like, I watched you before I was even doing anything. Like, I watched and I was like, man, like, that must be so cool to like get up and play. Yeah, bro. And like, now you're like, yeah, come do it with us.
Facts,
like,
bro. I see you do your thing, man. Like, letting out not only like, how many projects you got right now, bro?
5
projects.
I'm working on number 6 now.
Exactly. It's crazy, like, just the grind and how focused you are about this. Like, I didn't even know about the lead up process of that 3 years of just being in the shed, bro. You know what I'm saying? So that just even adds to the things I already see,
bro. I didn't like I didn't say a word to anybody. Like,
yeah, bro.
And when you talk about like that discipline, I used to go out a lot. I stopped for 3 years. I didn't go to the bar.
Yeah.
It was like no birthday parties. I'd pop out to like a little Christmas event or some shit. But like, other than that, it was that every day was just music. If I wasn't writing, playing an instrument, and I didn't feel like I had to broadcast it to nobody. I wasn't like, yo, I'm cooking up. Like, it'll come out. And there were a lot of people that knew I was working on that shit. There was a lot of people that do it, and they'd be like, yo, what are you gonna drop? I'd be like, when I'm ready.
That shouldn't make me as weak as it is, bro. But I'm cooking up, gotta be weak, bro.
Yeah, yo, like, we all cooking up. Like, this is what we're musicians. Like, obviously we're cooking up. If we're not doing this, if we're not playing live, we're probably cooking up. That's a given.
Facts.
You know, like, you know what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah, bro. And that's why I definitely like seeing what you got going on, bro. How you're working, how you're grinding, bro. I know that success is just definitely guaranteed for you, bro. So I'm looking forward to it. And as far as the kickback, bro, it's just like, yo, like, thinking about who could really come in here and really kill it, bro. I think, like, you know, the whole idea of the kickback, and I don't think we've really talked about this yet. And I wanted to definitely get a call with all of us. We're probably gonna get at some point this week or whatever. Just like you know,
you let me know
and Charlize could be definitely on the same page with it. But the purpose of the kickback, bro. I mean, we started it in the midst of quarantine, bro. Like, in the midst of quarantine, it just seemed like everyone was like going through it. It just didn't seem too cool, obviously, for a lot of reasons. And yeah, bro, we just like connected, and I had an idea of like, yo, man, let's put on a show, bro. Let's just figure out how we could do this, how we could put this all together, and yeah, we do it. And we put it on, and it was like a lot of people in there. Everyone had their mask on. I don't know if y'all seen the photo, but like everyone had their mask on. Everyone's like socially distanced, like it was crazy. But wanted to do it because it like created like seriously, like you said, like a sense of community to be like, yo, like, nah, man, here's where we are, like let's make this whole music thing happen. And it being in my backyard, like, yo, like, pull up to the curb, bro. Like, yo, I hit everybody in Baldwin. I was like, yo, like, pull up this date. We here. We outside. And everybody was able to come through, and it just being like a good time of just music and vibes. And I never thought about the people. Well, when I was thinking about the people who I wanted to even be a part of it, bro, you were the first person that came to mind, bro. About the people who wanted to be in that space and be able to contribute their art and their craft, who've been serious about it, but also who could really put on a great show. And I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, bro, it's up.
I'm hype about it, bro. I'm like way too. I know I don't look like I'm excited, but I'm really hyped for it, bro.
It's gonna be sick, bro. We get to stay the stage, man. It's gonna go crazy.
Yeah, that's like getting up there is so cool, bro. Like, especially after a while, and like people start knowing the songs and they be singing them, yo. Like,
yeah.
I had a friend who like doesn't make music. He was just like, bro, like, what is it like? And I was like, I can't even tell you.
Yeah, bro.
I really can't explain it. Like, it's surreal. I get home, I be up all night, bro. I never sleep after.
Yeah,
the gig.
yeah.
Like, just up. We be out the whole time, and
Right.
we're just out because you're just too amped up from
Right.
all. Like, ain't no way you're gonna do that and then go home and go to sleep, bro.
Facts.
It's not happening. Listen, man. Before we get out of here,
Yeah, man.
by the time this is out, you'll already be on tour.
Facts.
But tell the people where they could find you, where they could check you out.
Word. What's
Tell them
up,
about your residency
y'all? We
again.
here. Pull up to first and foremost. Shout out to this whole situation. This pod has been a blessing to be here for sure. But for those who do not know me, let me introduce myself to some who may know me and introduce myself to people who don't. My name is Luke Waldron, man. I'm your favorite artistpreneur. I play saxophone, I sing, I produce. You can follow me on Instagram at Luke Waldron. And whenever you type LUKEWALDRON, you'll see 2 pages. Okay, so the first one will be just LUKEWALDRON _, and that's going to be my business page. You'll catch me all information dealing with how to be able to make money from home, how artists could be able to leverage credit, just all the above, just ways we can make money as artists, as people, period, so that we can live a life that we want to, not the life we have to. And then you'll also see LukeWaldron.mp3, and obviously that's my music page, right? So check that out for all updates for the tour, for tour tickets, also for tickets for the Backyard Kickback, and everything that we have going on, bro. So pull up on Monday nights. We have in Harlem, Red Rooster Harlem. If you're ever there, great music, great food, great drinks. And honestly, we're how many days? 3 days away from the kickback by the time this airs?
2 days? 2 days.
2 days away from the literal hottest show you'll ever see on planet Earth. I'm not going to lie. There's going to be this show of the summer. What we're going to be doing is putting on an amazing event. It's going to be in my backyard. It's going to be outdoor vibes. He's going to be one of the amazing artists that will be performing, as well as Charlize Ramirez is going to be lit for real. You do not want to miss this. Go ahead and cop your tickets. It's in the bios. It's in. You'll see it when we go to the page. You'll see it for show. Cop the tickets. And if you don't got the tickets, it's $20 at the door. So it's either free now or $20. You get to choose which one you want to do.
Make the right investment.
Facts. Make the right investment.
That's what this is all about.
Facts, bro. Let's go.
Luke, you're the man, bro.
Thank you, bro.
Continue to keep leading the charge. I'm telling you, as somebody in it, we're watching you, bro.
Word.
And like we're following along. So keep being a trailblazer for all
Word.
of us, bro.
Well, dude, appreciate you, man. Thank you, bro.
Until we meet again, we'll see you for episode 5 next.
Yes, sir. Peace.
Yo, you're the man.
Dude, thank you, bro. Thanks for having me, man. This is so dope.
You're cool as fuck, bro. You're about to go on fucking tour, yo.